Hello, fellow Star Wars fans. My name is Starpito. Welcome to the channel. This is my review for the Star Wars manga, Star Wars Path of the Lightsaber, written by Kenny Ruiz, and the artwork is also by Kenny Ruiz. This guy does an incredible job. We're going to break it down. This is brought to us from Viz Media. This is not the first Star Wars manga. There's been many adaptations. There's even been part of the High Republic with the Edge of Balance, which I reviewed on this channel. So this one is in a different time period. This is set between the events of The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker. This is canon. This story is focused around this group of characters, mainly Nioka as well as Barun, and they are hands on this crew that is a mining ship, and they're trying to find valuable stuff to give to the orders that will be in charge, and that is the First Order. So they realize that they find a very valuable ship that was dating back to the High Republic, and Nioka does some poking around and finds a lightsaber and just really wants to get to learn how to use this thing. And what's really cool about this book is it really deep dives into the idea of how lightsabers work, obviously from a lore perspective, but we get to see the struggles of actually wielding a lightsaber in physical combat. And I think this book really does a great job with that. So that's where our adventure begins. We also have a prospectant Knight of Ren named Ital. We also have a Royal Guard wannabe, the character of Taboo Tizen. So these characters all intermingle, and this is volume 1, by the way. There should be more. There's definitely a cliffhanger in this one. But what this book really does well is it crafts such a great story that doesn't lean on any of the characters we know. There's no Rey in here. There's no Finn. There's no Poe. There is a tiny bit of Kylo Ren, but it's more of a cameo. This book is centered around characters that all have good backstories, that all are impactful, that all get me to want to see, most importantly, more of them in future stories. You got this character of Barun, who is kind of like the comedic relief. He is a soldier that was actually fighting in the Battle of Endor. And then we have Ital, who is trying to vie to become an actual Knight of Ren. And you have Taboo, who is trying to avenge his father's death. So there's very relatable kind of stuff going on here with these characters. And, getting into some of the things I really liked is, first of all, the respect and the adoration of Luke Skywalker and his sacrifice in Last Jedi. I feel like that wasn't really hit home enough in The Rise of Skywalker, with the sacrifice that would have inspired so many people across the galaxy. So we're getting to see, the Resistance doing a broadcast. These guys aren't part of the Resistance, but they're hearing about the sacrifice of Luke and going, oh, we can actually do something against the First Order. There is hope to overthrow this evil regime, right? Getting to see the humor and the manga of it. We had the Edge of Balance, and while, yes, it's a manga, I feel like this story really leans into the manga and the anime aspect, but does it without overpowering the idea of Star Wars. And what I mean by that is just really funny, like, sketches and the expressions of these characters, especially Barun and Nioka, like seeing their expressions, but then seeing Japanese culture, and different heritage, different things, weapons. But we're getting to see for the first time, I believe, the character of Ital using a Kisarigama, which is that like ball and chain with a dagger on the end, like very deadly and interesting weapon. In this book, I will say there's definitely some risk in here. There's definitely some stakes. Characters are not safe in this book. While it might seem fun and cheering in the beginning, there's some death in here and some impact that really gets you to go, oh, this person is not playing around, right? So there's a lot going on in this book that ultimately made it feel way larger than I really intended going into reading this. And I'm telling you, I cannot wait for the next one. And by all means, take all the time you need, Kenny, because this guy's doing, again, all the artwork, all the writing, a one-man band here, and I think he pulled it off wonderfully. Let me know in the comment section what you think about the Path of the Lightsaber. I definitely recommend it for any kind of Star Wars fan, honestly. There's a lot of good stuff here. Even stuff with the Force is in this book. So it's got all the elements, right? Even great space combat. So let me know in the comment section down below if you plan on picking this one up. For more on Star Wars, you're on your right place. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel for more on the latest. That's going to do it for me, Star Raptor. Thank you so much for watching, and may the Force be with you always.